everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the BJ and Tuds Show. As always, I'm joined by Tuds. Tuds, how are you today?
Doing all right. Feeling good. Yankees are still in a good run.
Yeah.
Playing well, so can't complain really.
All right, fair enough. All right, so let's jump right into this. We have a lot of NBA to cover. So last time we talked, I'm pretty sure we were going into game 6 or going into game 5 of every series.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just kind of recap those a little bit. So the Heat ended up wrapping up the Sixers in 6. And I know they won game 6 in like a 9-point game. It really wasn't that close. James Harden is not what he used to be.
Mm-hmm. Was called mid by his teammate Joel Embiid. Blew my mind, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, Embiid, I mean, really not holding back there in that presser.
I know.
It's basically saying we didn't get the guy we thought we were going to get, which is kind of crazy.
I can't believe you said that.
I know.
Like, I know he's like a savage and says some crazy shit, but that I couldn't believe he said that.
Yeah, that was out there.
Yeah.
Going to the Warriors Grizzlies series, the game 5, the Grizzlies killed the Warriors. I think they were up 50 by one point, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
That was nuts.
They might
was
come back and win this year, but kind of an overreaction thinking about it. But the Warriors are too good. They've been battle tested over their championship runs. They ended up wrapping up the Grizzlies in 6 as well. If that went 2-7, I would have been actually probably leaning towards the Grizzlies because they got there that point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all a momentum thing. But again, I just think the Warriors they're too battle tested and they're too talented with that that death lineup they have and all that. So,
and the Grizzlies really overperformed. Like they got a very young core, and I'm sure we'll see them back soon. But it's not their time yet.
No. Dylan Brooks kind of talking crazy to like Steph Curry in games and stuff. I don't know if you saw that. He basically said like that the Warriors don't want to see them next year and stuff. It's like, what? Okay, bro. I mean, I get it, but I saw a crazy stat. The Grizzlies were like 22-5 without Ja Morant this year.
Yeah. And they went on a big run during the regular season without him where they were playing unstoppable. And then their first game without him, they won by 40 points?
Yeah.
Pretty nuts.
It is kind of weird. Usually, like, especially when a guy he dominates the ball on the offensive end as he should. He makes plays for everybody, but you don't see teams like that have that wide of a winning margin when that player's out.
I don't really have an explanation for it either.
It's just one of those weird anomalies, and I'm sure next year if Ja's out it'll be different. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Jump to the Celtics Bucks series. This was a great series. Every game after games 1 and 2, every game was really close. Not really close, but felt close.
A lot of good finishes in that series.
Game 5. The Celtics probably should have wrapped this one up in 6.
I was gonna say they should have made it a lot easier, especially with Middleton out.
Yeah,
the Bucks made it pretty interesting.
But
I'm not surprised the Celtics are moving on.
No, I mean I think they're the more talented team. They play better team basketball, offensively and defensively. And Giannis is great. He's arguably the best player on the planet, but it's when you're playing against a defense like the Celtics and they have all those different bodies with Grant Williams, Tatum, Rob Williams. I know he was out of some of the series, but Marcus Smart, Al Horford, they have a bunch of different bodies they're just throwing at Giannis.
Yeah.
And you could tell down the stretch of the series, Giannis was gassed.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely gassed.
Like the thing with the Celtics is when Tatum wasn't putting up 40, like his teammates were really picking him up.
Yeah.
And I don't think Giannis felt the same way. I felt like he had to make sure that the ball was in his hands every possession.
Pretty much.
He is the best player in the league, or top 3 for sure. So it makes sense. But the Celtics are just built that when Tatum's not on, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Because his teammates are going to pick him up.
Right. And, if it wasn't Giannis, Drew Holiday had some clutch shots in the series. So, I mean, when it wasn't those two, it was like, okay, like who? Bobby Portis?
Right. Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Suns, Mavericks. I know you were probably a little shocked by this one. You had the Suns.
I think you called this, didn't you? Didn't you have Warriors Mavericks? Good for you.
Well, no, I had not when we did the whole thing.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I said watch out for the Mavericks.
Okay.
But I did not think they were going to win this series because it's Luka Doncic pretty much 5-on-1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is what it is. He's the best one-man band in the league.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he is the best player on the planet.
If not yet, he'll get there soon for sure.
He just the impact he has on games, and he's not a good defender. He's not.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets on his hands on basketballs. He gets in passing lanes, so he actually does have steal numbers. But keeping guys in front of him, I saw a crazy stat. He had more in the series. He had more points than Devin Booker, more rebounds than DeAndre Ayton, more assists than Chris Paul, and more steals than Mikal Bridges.
Wow, that's impressive.
I told you he's the best one-man band in the league.
Yeah.
So,
and about Mavericks defense, like they just game plan so well for their opponent. Like they might be the best organization in the league in terms of game planning for playoff matchups. Like this even goes back to, Dirk and that team against LeBron's Heat team.
Sure.
Like that team found a way to stop LeBron and just it completely turned the game in their advantage defensively.
Well,
we saw that a lot with this series too.
Going back to that playoff run, what gets overlooked about that playoff run, they had to go through Kobe. They had to go through the Spurs.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
They went through a true gauntlet.
Yeah. And the thing, I think Jason Kidd got a lot of heat when he was the hire they made because of his time in Milwaukee. It was like, okay, unfair because Giannis isn't what he was now. The Bucks weren't very good.
Yeah, not at all.
Like the Bucks were not. Like Giannis did not look like a promising prospect. He was just this skinny 7-foot kid from Greece.
Yeah. He had the potential, but he wasn't the player. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So a little unfair. I always like Jason Kidd as a coach, and I think you can kind of see why in these playoffs here. Clearly, and they beat the Jazz pretty much without Luka the first two games. I mean, It's a good coach. Let's jump into the Eastern Conference Finals matchup. So we got Heat, the 1 seed versus the 2 seed Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
So game 1 is tomorrow in Miami. Kyle Lowry is out. I don't know how long he's going to be out.
Okay.
Rob Williams is available to play, but they said that for game 7 and he didn't play any minutes. So I'm not really kind of sure like where he leans. I think the Celtics are the better team here. So if I had to pick, I would say Celtics in 6. I don't know where you're at on that.
I'm at Celtics in 7.
Okay.
I think they're the 2 deepest teams in the East.
Sure.
I think they're probably the 2 best defensive teams in the league. You could argue that one, but definitely up there.
Well, so if you go, I saw another thing about, 3-point defense.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 teams that are left are 1 through 4 in best 3-point defensive teams in the league.
Okay.
And I believe the Celtics and Heat were 1 and 2 in those categories.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but, to that point, I think the Celtics shot a lot of threes against Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, that is what the Bucks do defensively. They're going to let you shoot the 3.
Right, yeah.
So, but I mean, I think game 7, the Celtics shot like 50 something 3. I want to say it was like 53 3-point attempts.
Yeah.
Which, if you're doing that against Miami, now you're playing live and die by the 3 and you never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's different between the Bucks and Miami because obviously you have Giannis guarding the paint and they really don't have that premier perimeter defender. And the Heat are different. Like they have Bam, who's no Giannis in the paint, and they have a lot more perimeter defenders.
Yeah, well,
so I think this Celtics offensive game plan is going to be a lot different than last series.
Sure. I mean, perimeter defenders for Miami, you're talking Kyle Lowry when he's healthy, Jimmy Butler, Max Strus, PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
That's 4 really good perimeter defenders. So I am interested to see if they try to hammer inside a little bit.
I think we're going to see a lot more Williams if he's playing. Tice is probably going to be needed a lot more to do a lot more than the last series.
He stinks.
Yeah.
He's so bad.
But they're gonna need to rely on him more than the Bucks series.
Yeah, of course. Agreed. And
yeah, I got Celtics in 7 in that series, but I think that's going to be a great series.
I think so too. Now, so if you had to rank, like, give me the top 5 players in this series.
Top 5, okay. Number 1, got to go Tatum.
Agreed.
2, got to go Jimmy Butler.
Agreed.
3, we'll go Jaylen Brown.
Okay, I have Bam at 3.
Okay, I had Bam at 4.
Okay, so we flip. I have Brown at 4.
5, probably. I mean, a healthy Lowry, probably.
Lowry. See, I don't hate that. I'm probably leaning towards Marcus Smart.
I forgot about Smart. Yeah, I would put Smart over Lowry right now.
He makes a huge impact on the game. He's the motor in the heart of that defense.
For sure.
I think I would take
Smart. I would take Smart over Lowry. I might even bump Bam to 5.
Really?
And put Smart at 4. Yeah.
Okay, so you have the Celtics 3 best players in the top 4.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Heat have like more depth, I would say.
Absolutely.
But like the Celtics have the better players in the series.
I would totally agree with that. Yeah, 100%. 100%. No, I think this series is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a slugfest. I don't think you're going to get very many high scoring games.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get a lot of grit and grinded out kind of basketball, which, I enjoy that brand of basketball a little bit, but.
Where are they going to have guard Tatum?
Jimmy Butler.
You think so?
100%.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't.
They kind of have to.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be shocked if they throw Bam on him or PJ Tucker every once in a while.
I'd stay away from PJ on him.
I agree, but
I'd try to have PJ guard like the 3, and then
I think it's going to be a mix of those 3.
But I can see Bam on him too for sure.
Just length is really the only thing that has shown to slow Tatum down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get his, but sometimes length on him bothers him a little bit.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked if every once in a while, every few possessions, they have Bam guard him and try to get him out of a rhythm or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tatum's also just been shooting the shit out of the 3 too. He's been impressive from deep.
Besides game 5 of last series, he's been
6 and 7. He was on.
Yeah. Jumping to the next series, the Mavs Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one's going to be a lot of fun too because you have 2 very different brands of basketball.
Extremely different, yeah.
Like you have the Mavericks who are, it's going to be Luka with the high pick and roll every time, looking to create for himself and others. And then you have the Warriors who probably move the ball the most of the teams remaining and play that, Curry and Clay coming off down screens, pin screens, and all these type of this movement.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm interested in this series is how are the Mavericks going to hide Luka on defense? Not hide him because, he gets a little too much flack for his lack of defensive ability.
Mm-hmm.
He is in the right spot sometimes. It's just staying in front of people. But,
sure.
Where are you going to put him on the floor? You're going to have him guard Draymond? That's probably what I would do if I'm Jason Kidd.
Mm.
But
yeah, you might have to do that.
And then if you're the Warriors, who do you have guard Luka? Klay Thompson?
Clay, probably.
Clay is my guess.
I would go Clay.
He's not the defender he was before his ACL, but
would Poole be better defensively than Clay right now? It's going to be one of the 2. I don't see Draymond guarding Clay or Draymond guarding Luka.
I think you'll get Draymond on Luka some possessions. Maybe
not that he can't guard Luka, but I just don't think it's. I don't see that happening.
Well, just with everyone else on the floor, I don't think it makes sense.
Right.
Because you have to hide Steph on the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you're probably going to put him on one of their like Dorian Finney-Smith or one of the shooters or something.
Reggie Bullock, probably.
Yeah, Reggie Bullock. Who
I wouldn't put him on Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's got too much size for Steph.
Yeah, you can't put him on Dinwiddie. You can't. Put
I
him
think
on
Clay
Jalen
would be on
Brunson.
Dinwiddie and vice versa.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say, but no, I think the series is going to be a lot of fun. It's just this is the series. I think, despite how solid these teams are, like team defensively, I think there's going to be some high score, like a lot of scoring.
I think there'll be some games where it's surprisingly low, and then I think some games will light up the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean,
seems like one of those series.
Yeah, you just don't really know what you're going to get total wise.
Yeah,
if you're a better, stay away from the
OUs. Yeah, definitely.
But
what's your prediction for the series?
I'm gonna stick with my pre-playoffs prediction: the Warriors going to the finals.
Okay.
However, I'm gonna say in 7.
Okay. I have the Warriors in 6.
Okay. So I'm not gonna nitpick you on a game, but just this guy right here.
Yeah.
in like clutch moments is obscene.
Yeah. Steph's pretty good in clutch too.
He is, except if it's the finals. But
sure. Yeah.
I don't know. Luka, I told you, I'm not gonna be able to stop talking about him. He's that fucking good. But he would be the only reason the series goes 7.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's not gonna be Jalen Brunson or Dinwiddie. Like it's gonna be, you know what I mean? And you saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
Game 7, he had the same amount of points as the Suns at halftime. So I mean, if he had to go score 60 that game, I think he would have.
Right.
But
he was not letting them lose last game.
Oh God, no.
No chance of it.
And you know, every time he scored the basketball, he was like visibly laughing at the Suns. I'm like, this is so disrespectful, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I love it. But so we both have the Celtics Warriors finals matchups.
Yep.
I agree. I think that would also be a great series. So I am hoping for that one.
And then what are you going to predict if it goes to, so we both have the same, what would you predict for that finals matchup?
Oh, this is tough. I would say Celtics in 7.
I would say Warriors in 6.
Okay.
I think the Celtics are a great team, but I think they're fun stops in the finals.
Yep.
I don't know. The Warriors, they just got too much power on offense.
I don't disagree with that, but this is, this to me, being in and around Boston and like having family members be Celtics fans and all that stuff. I watch all the Celtics games. I watch pretty much every NBA game, but the Celtics ones you really watch.
Yeah.
This playoff run has seemed like a destiny type of deal for the Celtics. Like we're winning the finals. You know what I mean?
I feel that way that they're winning the East.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think this team, like the Celtics team right now, will win a championship somewhere?
No.
Maybe you don't.
No.
Why is that?
Not with the core of Tatum, Brown, and Smart. I don't think so.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, Tatum's obviously going to be there for a while. I think down the line it could happen.
Sure.
I just think that we've seen this team the past couple years and they've underperformed.
Absolutely.
This year they're finally going on that run, but I think this is going to be their best year from that core.
Interesting. Okay.
And because I think the Warriors are going to beat them, I don't think it's going to happen.
All right. Okay. And now listen, winning a championship is very difficult. I don't think you're crazy for that.
Especially when you end up meeting the Warriors in the finals, like you're at a disadvantage right away.
Right. Pretty much like the Warriors have an advantage over every team in the playoffs because, they've been there, they've done that. It's been the same team minus, Iggy or like KD or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like that core is still there with the Steph, Draymond, and Clay. So
that experience does matter a shit ton.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with you at all. I don't disagree with you at all. You said you had something prepared for me.
I do. So
Okay.
since Eric's not here and we can't
Okay.
do our game,
Okay.
I decided to make a little game for you.
Oh, okay.
I have 15 random NBA players from the 2000s and the 2010s. And I just want to see how many you can know. Okay.
Okay.
I set your line. I have confidence in you that you're going to do good. I set the line at 12 and a half. Okay.
Okay. What is this for? What am I naming?
So I have a slideshow of some players.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Slideshow. Oh, and I just got to name the player?
Yep.
Okay. Easy. Okay.
All right. Number 1 of 15.
That's Ronnie Turioff.
That is Ronnie Turioff.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that Jason Capono?
Yes, sir. One of the best shooters of the 2000s.
Okay.
2 for 2.
Shannon Brown.
Mm-hmm. 3 for 3.
Chris Kaman.
Yep. I picked the one with the long hair because I thought it'd throw you off.
I only remember Kaman with the long.
Really?
Yeah.
I mostly remember him with short hair.
Really? All right.
Yeah. All right. 4 for 4.
That is Boris Diaw.
Nice. I went with the
Tried to
Jazz
throw
one.
me off with the Jazz.
Yep.
Yep.
Well done.
That is Al Jefferson when he was fat with the Hornets, or the Bobcats, rather.
Yep.
Al Harrington.
Nice. Former Nick as well.
Yep.
You're 7 for 7 right now, I believe.
I think so. Quincy Acey.
Boom. Where'd you go to college?
Oh, Baylor?
Yep.
Bang.
Well done. All right. This one I'm hoping is going to throw you off.
Oh, boy.
I know you know who it is, but it's a tough one to see and know.
Is that Gerald Wallace?
It is not Gerald Wallace.
Damn.
Your first miss. It is Andre Blatch.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
I knew that would be a tough one.
That is a tough one. Fuck. That's Peja Stojakovic.
Yes, it is.
Who is this doughboy?
This is a fairly recent guy.
I know. I've seen the face. Oh boy. I don't know. I know it's not Pascal.
Correct.
Oh boy. I
know-
don't. I'm not gonna get his name.
Just give a random guess then.
I can't even think of a Warriors big.
You want to give it?
Yeah. Who is it?
Omari Spellman.
Spellman. Damn.
Yep. I thought you would get that one.
I don't remember what he looks like.
All right. If you get one more wrong, you don't hit the over.
Okay. How many?
I think we have 4 more.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I don't think I'm gonna get it, Tuds.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who this guy is.
2011 Knicks. He was on one of the very bad teams.
Oh, boy.
Nothing. I think with this one, if you don't know him, if you don't get it right away, you're probably not going to know him.
Yeah, no. Who is it?
Jared Jeffries.
Jared
Don't remember him?
Jeffries. No, I don't. I know who he is, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you what he looks like.
Fair.
Oh, that's Larry Sanders.
Nice. Wow. Didn't think you would get that one. We got 2 more, I believe.
Mo Spates.
Yep. Last one.
Oh boy.
This is probably the toughest one.
Now I'm not saying I'm cute, but this dude is ugly. Jesus. Who the fuck is that?
Fairly recent.
I could tell by the jerseys it was recent.
I could give you the college if that might help you.
Okay, yeah, throw it at me.
He was a Buckeye.
A Buckeye?
Ohio State. Yep.
No idea.
Keita Bates-Diop.
Damn. Keita Bates-Diop.
Keita Bates-Diop.
Okay, so that is pretty recent. All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think you're 11 out of 15. Not bad. I thought you were going to get 12 or 13,
Damn.
but there were some tough ones for sure.
There was a few I should have got. I won't
You
lie.
got Larry Sanders way quicker than I thought you were going to.
I used to love Larry Sanders. He was a beast.
All right, we'll cut it here.
Okay, so now we're gonna jump into some little bit of baseball talk. We'll look at the standings, kind of see what jumps out to us and stuff like that. So why don't we jump into that right now? Share my screen. Okay. So you got the Yankees 25-9. I didn't think we'd be this hot to start.
Neither did I, because the Yankees usually start slow.
Yeah.
And then when it starts getting hotter, the ball starts traveling more, and that's really our game.
Right.
So the fact we have this much of a lead to start is huge because we're only going to get better, I think. We only play better during the summer.
Right.
Usually we're trying to catch up to the 1 seed.
That's how it's felt the last few years. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice to be there. Tampa Bay is still not going away. 21-14.
This jumps out to me here.
It does, but like part of the reason is that we've beaten them up pretty well.
Yeah.
We played them like 3 series already? Yeah, 3 series already.
That. Yeah. So they'll be there at the end. I think
absolutely
they'll be there at the end. And the thing is, their pitching has been pitching really well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the bats. The bats have started off a little slow,
a little inconsistent with the bats.
So when that turns around, I'm not gonna count the Jays out at all this year.
That you can't. Yeah, that's why I'm so happy with the lead we have so far. A little cushion from the Jays.
Nice little buffer there,
Yep.
The Orioles, pretty much exactly what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
If I thought they'd be worse, so actually they're over.
Yeah, they've been playing decent.
The Red Sox. We went off on the Red Sox a little bit last month.
We did.
But,
happy to see them there, but
they're
it's
pathetic.
not going to last.
No, it won't.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but they're going to make it interesting, I think they'll make it interesting.
They're pretty bad.
They are.
They're pretty bad. The AL Central, the White Sox kind of shocked me.
Yeah, they're dealing with some injuries. I think they had Giolito out. I think he might have just came back.
Okay.
They have Lance Lynn out, who that's the 2 best pitchers.
Yeah.
And like Crochet, a couple other bullpen guys.
Yeah.
So their pitching hasn't been great so far, but they should be better for sure. Their lineup's pretty stacked.
Did you see the Gavin Sheets error that let the Guardians score 2 runs the other day?
Yeah.
I would have made that catch, and I haven't played baseball in like 6-7 years.
Yeah. Hey, listen, he's bringing it with the bat though. So
okay, fair.
He's bringing it with the bat.
I thought Detroit would be better.
So when I had them second in our rankings, I didn't factor in that their defense would be this abysmal. Like their defense is horrible.
They make, I swear to God, a little league play a day.
Yes, it's embarrassing, and they've lost plenty of games from just giving up pointless runs on from their defense.
It's so bad. I don't get it. I do not get it.
And their best prospect has yet to be called up. I think he was dealing with an injury early on.
Okay. You think he's going to get called up when he's healthy?
Yeah, he definitely will. And I think they'll turn around, but I think they buried themselves too much to really make a playoff push.
I'm not going to say they buried themselves too much because they're only 35 games in, but
Trevino home run, 3-run home run.
Hey, there we go.
Look at Trevino. Let's go. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Go Yankees. The White Sox won't be under 500 much longer.
Mm-hmm.
The Twins, I have the Twins 4th. So
yeah, I think they'll end up finishing in 2nd.
It's
one of the weaker divisions in baseball, though. Who really knows?
It really is. Especially if Kansas City and Detroit is playing like this, you know what I mean? Then it's just all right.
Yeah.
Jumping to the West. This is a pretty fun division between these 2 teams, Astros and Angels.
Yeah.
Your Seattle Mariners aren't looking so hot.
Well, the former Cy Young has been horrendous. And that was one of the big reasons I had him so good.
Okay.
Robbie Ray's been horrible. And the rest of their bullpen's not helping at all either. So their offense hasn't been bad.
Okay.
They've been electric in games, but their pitching's really screwing them right now.
Yeah.
They're going to pick it up. Like their lineup's too good to be this low. But the only problem is that Houston is playing like Houston and the Angels are having a great year. So
Yeah.
as good as I think this as Seattle will play the rest of the season, it's going to be tough to win that division for sure.
Sure. And then you have Texas and Oakland, who we kind of knew would be down here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I will say Oakland's been playing better than a lot of people thought they would. Like 15-22 for selling their whole entire team is not bad.
sure, they're better than the
Like
Red
they
Sox.
should be worse.
They're
They
better
should be the
than
worst
Red
team in the
Sox.
MLB. They should be the worst team in the MLB, and they're not.
Yeah, true. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Who do you think wins this division?
I don't think the Angels keep up the pace they're on. I think Houston has a better chance of keeping this pace.
Sure.
They've just been playing so good. Jordan has been playing out of his mind.
Mhm.
Verlander's back to his status. So I think Houston will win it.
Yeah, I would probably, if I had to pick one, I'd take Houston too.
Yeah.
I'd take
I
Houston.
do hope the Angels keep playing this way though, man. They're a fun team to watch.
I just want Mike Trout in the playoffs, man.
Right? Is that too much to ask for?
It really, like,
Not against the Yankees, but
sure.
I'll watch them play someone.
I just feel bad for the fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel so bad for him.
And baseball is that sport where it's not like the NBA and you have like LeBron who's going to touch the ball every possession. Like Trout can only do 1/9.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
As good as he plays, he needs pitching, which the Angels haven't had in forever.
Right.
So.
I mean, they got the plus 57 in the run differential.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
I think that's the second best in the AL behind the Yankees. Yeah.
Nice, 69.
Nice.
All right. NL.
Jump to the National League. The NL East kind of surprises me.
Me too.
I thought the Braves would be better. I thought the Phillies would be better. The Mets.
I thought the Marlins would be better than 4 games under 500.
That's fair. The Mets haven't met yet, so
Not yet.
I'm waiting on that.
They're usually around July they'll start to met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, is some teams just have that thing,
Mhm.
So, I mean, we'll see. Right now, it doesn't seem like they will, but I think towards the end of the year they will. And when is DeGrom back? What's the news on him? Like,
no clue.
Yeah, like I feel like we're just always in the dark about DeGrom and what's going on with the elbow and the arm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if they make the playoffs, I wouldn't pick them to win a series if they don't have DeGrom.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Washington's also pathetic.
Yeah.
It's just, they're so
free
bad.
Juan Soto. Just free him.
Yeah. I mean, God damn. So jumping in the Central. Look at the Pirates.
Yeah, they're sticking around.
Look at the Pirates.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what, besides the Cubs, being 7 games under 500, 1 and 2 is pretty much as how I saw it going. I think I had the Cardinals above the Brewers.
Yep. They do have a better run differential, but
yeah.
I do still think they're going to end up first. The Cardinals.
The Cardinals? The lineup's really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
I think Milwaukee will be a more inconsistent team than the Cardinals.
Agreed.
Yelich is playing very well right now.
Who?
Christian Yelich.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big part of their record because last year he wasn't good at all.
Yeah. The thing with the Brewers, if Burns or Woodruff isn't pitching, I'm not totally confident in them winning a game.
Yeah.
So, and then just the poor Reds.
Hey, they're picking it up though.
They throw a no-hitter and lose yesterday.
That's bad. That's when you know it's bad.
I mean, does it get worse?
No. Imagine pitching a no-hitter and getting the loss for the game.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's so bad. Oh, it just feels so bad. All right, so jumping to the NL West here. I mean, this division's actually a lot better than I thought it was.
Yeah, definitely.
The fact the Rockies and the Diamondbacks are above or 500 and above shocks me.
Yep.
I mean, you don't want to waste too much time talking about the Dodgers. The Dodgers are the Dodgers. I mean, they're going to be nasty.
Yep.
The lineup's loaded. The pitching's loaded. San Diego is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. I don't think they can keep the pace with the Dodgers
No.
over a full
I don't think
162. But if they meet in the playoffs, I wouldn't count the Padres out.
For sure. Also, another thing on Arizona, they have the second best team ERA in baseball right now.
Do they really?
At like a 2.4 or something like that.
Well, I know Bumgarner's pitching pretty well to start the year.
Yeah, their bullpen's been really good too.
So, I mean, but over a course of a whole season, I just don't see these teams staying over 500.
I think Colorado will end up above Arizona, but like yeah.
So, I mean, but the Giants are right there too. I just don't think with like the pieces they lost after last year, I just don't see them sticking around either.
Mhm.
So I don't know. How do you feel about the Giants?
I think that they're gonna be a good team throughout the whole year, but not good enough to make the playoffs.
Sure, and that's fair. I think there's a lot of pretty good teams in the National League. Like, I think you have 3 playoff teams right here.
Yeah.
I think you have 2 right here,
Mm-hmm.
and you have another 2 right here.
Yep.
I mean, that does leave one spot, right? Is that 6 teams I just said?
7, you just said.
Oh, that's 7? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're probably going to be the odd man out.
If Giants don't make it, that means the NL East has 3.
Yes. Agreed. What about American League playoffs? We didn't really jump to that. I think you have 3 right here.
Mm-hmm.
I think you only like end of the year. I think you're only going to get this one.
I agree. But if Seattle doesn't pick it up,
it all depends on Seattle, I think.
If Seattle doesn't pick it up, that means Minnesota's probably going to get it.
I agree. So realistically, I think Seattle figures it out. I don't think Robbie Ray continues this bad.
Yeah, agreed.
So I would probably take 3 from here, 3 from the East, and the White Sox.
And they're Seattle's rookie Julio Rodriguez started off very slow, but he's been playing pretty well the past week or so. So
okay,
he's going to be a big reason why they start winning some more games.
Okay, so just something to little checkup on the standings, I guess you could call it.
Mm-hmm.
See where we're at. So let's jump to a little NFL, huh?
Let's.
So what we're gonna do?
This should be interesting.
It really is gonna be interesting because
I had a tough time making these lists.
I know I left off some really good guys, really good players.
I think I did too. So I'm not gonna judge you hard on these because it's tough, man. Top 10's tough. Top 5's a lot easier. Top 10's tough.
It is. So do we want to start? Do we want to build up to quarterbacks, or do we want to just get quarterbacks out of the way?
Let's get them out of the way.
Okay, let's start with
quarterbacks. Get them out of the way.
Who's your 10th best quarterback in the league?
So my number 10, honorable mention to Derek Carr.
Oh, okay.
Then he was very close. But I put number 10 as Kyler Murray.
Okay, I have Derek Carr at 10.
Completely fine with that.
Russell Wilson is my honorable mention.
Okay. He almost didn't make my list, but.
And then number 9, I have Kyler Murray.
Okay. We're pretty similar there. I have Russ at 9, Kyler at 10. Carr is my honorable mention, but they were all so close to me.
Yeah, right? I agree. I mean, like the reason I took Murray on top of all of them is, he's a dynamic rushing quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to discredit him for that. Yes, he was pretty bad second half of the year.
Yeah.
But he did lose DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, that's the thing. Like without him, he just looks really bad, and that's not encouraging.
I can agree.
It's a tough look when you lose a top receiver. I won't say top what, but it's tough when you lose a guy like that and you can't really do anything else.
I agree. I hear your argument there.
Yeah.
Who do you have number 8?
Number 8, I have Lamar Jackson.
That's who I have number 8.
Okay.
Wow. This is actually going a lot smoother than I anticipated.
It is.
Okay. What are we looking at? 7?
7, I have Joe Burt.
I have Matt Stafford.
Okay. Matt Stafford's my 6.
Okay. All right. 6, I have Joe Burrow.
There we go. We're pretty similar right now.
Pretty similar.
I like this.
Who do you got 5?
I have Justin Herbert 5.
I have Herbert at 5 as well.
Okay.
Wow.
4, I have Father Tom.
I have Josh Allen.
Oh, okay.
Josh Allen.
All right.
And I'll go into that a little bit more after we list the rest of them.
Sure.
Number 3,
Patty Mahomes.
I have Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Who's your number 2?
Aaron Rodgers.
I have Tom.
Okay.
Who's your number 1?
Josh Allen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have Mahomes.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to knock Mahomes for a little bit of a down year last year.
Well, that's not even why I have him at 3 opposed to higher.
Okay.
I don't think that he's ever been better than Aaron Rodgers. Ever.
Really?
And I'm very confident about this.
Okay.
And I have a very strong opinion that Mahomes has never been better than Rodgers.
Interesting.
Not in any season in the NFL. Rodgers has always been better than him.
The top 4 for me, I'm not really gonna make an argument with they're all. I think you have the top 4, so Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, Allen. There's a small gap, and then you get to like the other guy. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So you can mix and match these 4. I'm not gonna really make up an argument. For me, I'm never gonna put Tom Brady below number 3 until he shows me he's not a top 3 quarterback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, last year you could argue that was one of his best statistical seasons ever, besides 2007 and 2010 maybe. So, I mean, Allen is. I probably should have put Allen up, but I don't want to put him ahead of Rodgers. I think Rodgers is a better quarterback than him.
Yeah.
Like pure passer? Absolutely.
So, like, Rodgers has been my number 1 for the past couple years. And since this is our list for going into this year, I think we see a slight downfall of Rodgers, which is why I have Josh Allen over him.
Okay. So, part of why I put Allen at 4, I think Allen's due for a little bit of a regression.
Okay.
I think he's been pretty efficient, which has never been, like, in all of his years of playing football, he's never been efficient.
Yeah.
Granted, I could be dead wrong. Like, I could be dead wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I just have this feeling about Allen. We're going to get a little bit of a regression this year where it's like, okay, it comes back to earth a little bit. Yes, he's still an MVP candidate. Yes, he's a great quarterback. He's easily a top 4 quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
But I think there's just a slight dip.
That's fair. I think that's fair. I just think that the way his team is set up around him right now is too good.
That's fair.
For him to regress at least this year.
That's fair.
I think he'll have the best year of any quarterback. And that's why I have him 1.
And that's, like, it's not really worth me arguing about.
Right. Like, I can't argue with your list either. Like,
right.
But like you said, the top 4, after that's the drop off. So
yeah,
if you had like Herbert in the top 4, there'd be probably an issue there.
Right.
But yeah, I liked your list. Your list made sense.
Right.
So
all right.
That was easier than I thought it would be.
It was. I think the position players is where it's going to get pretty hairy.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's
do tight ends now, because I don't want to end with tight ends. It seems lame to end with tight ends.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
Right.
All right. So before I name number 10, I'm going to list my honorable mentions. I have a few.
Sure.
Uzama.
Okay.
Pat Fry.
Okay.
And Dawson Knox, solely on first touchdown bets. He's made me a lot of money. Thank you, Dawson Knox. We love you.
Sure.
Number 10, Dalton Schultz.
Okay. So my honorable mention is Mike Gesicki. Didn't make my list.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised you don't have Dawson Knox on it, but I'm happy you don't.
Why?
Because I think he's vastly overrated.
I do too.
I think he makes the easy, like his touchdowns are just wide open catches because defenses have to guard their elite receivers down the field. So he reminds me of Robert Tonyan from, what was that?
He's a product of the offense.
He reminds me He is Robert Tunyon from 2 years ago in the Packers.
I don't hate that comparison.
That's what he reminded me of all last year. It's like they have the elite offense around him, and he's kind of the guy that benefits from not being, when Devontae Adams got double teamed and stuff like that.
Sure.
It was kind of the same with the Bills. And Dawson Knox, doesn't make the contested hard catches.
No. I put him in the honorable mention because he's a great first touchdown bet guy.
I'm happy So I have Dawson Knox at 10.
You have him at 10.
I have him at 10.
Oh, so you're higher than I am on him.
I guess so. Well,
Oh.
yeah.
Number 9, I have Mike Gesicki.
I have Pat Freiermuth, number 9.
Okay. Yeah.
I just think Gesicki has too much hype behind him.
So my 9, 10 and honorable mentions, you can throw whoever you want at 9 and 10. I don't really care.
Definitely.
But I do love me some Pat Fry. Gesicki, I think he's too good of a receiver to not be in the top 10.
Sure.
Grant, if you're talking overall tight end, I need him to put a hand in the ground and also block.
I took that into account on my list.
I did as well.
Okay.
But towards the bottom, I'm like, well, Gesicki is a very good receiver, where Pat Fry is a little bit more of balanced. I would rather have the greater receiver. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's kind of where I was. Who do you got at 8?
8, I have Dalton Schultz.
Okay. Yeah. I have Hunter Henry.
Okay, he's my 7.
Yep. I think he is the one that great goal line threat. Can put his hand in the ground and block. That's why I put him over this group of guys.
Yeah, and he's just been too good. He was so good last year. He was too good on the Chargers. He's just he's so consistent. He's very safe.
Exactly.
He's a very safe option.
Very. Number 7. What do you have?
Oh, Hunter. I just said Hunter.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I have Dallas Goedert.
Okay, I forgot Dallas Goedert.
Okay.
I forgot him. He would be right around there, though.
Okay.
I'm going to bump Freiermuth out. No, I'm going to – fuck Dawson Knox. I'm throwing him out. I'm going to move Dalton Schultz to 9.
Yep.
I'm going to move Hunter Henry to 8.
Okay.
And I'm going to put Goddard at 7.
Okay.
I forgot him.
So I also forgot about Goddard because I have my 10 spot blank because I got to 10 and I was looking. I was like, oh, Dallas Goedert. And I put him – I have a little arrow drawn right. Yeah. That's where he belongs. All
right, so that makes our list match up a little better.
Yeah. Number 6.
TJ Hawkinson.
I have Kyle Pitts.
Okay, I have Pitts at 5.
Okay, I have Hawkinson at 5.
That's where they belong.
Yeah,
I would agree they're interchangeable though for next year.
It really depends what you want. Pitts is really he is more of a receiver. His build, he's a receiver. Hawkinson, you get more of that tight end body, so you can put it I'd be more comfortable putting Hawkinson as an extension of the offensive line than I would Kyle Pitts.
Definitely. Yep.
So that's kind of why I leaned Hawkinson 5 instead of 6.
That's fair.
But
I just think Pitts is going to be too elite receiving next year.
Especially with the offense he's on. Absolutely.
I do think it's definitely close though. I think those two belong next to each other.
So 1 through 4, you got the big 4. You got Wallers, Andrew, Kelsey, Kittle.
Yep.
Really all depends how you want, what you want.
Yep.
Who do you have at 4?
I have Darren Waller at 4.
I have Waller at 4 as well.
I think Waller belongs. I think there is a top 4 quarterbacks.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
I think Waller belongs at the 4 out of those.
I do as well, especially after the year Mark Andrews has and what the Ravens did this offseason. Mark Andrews is going to have a monster year.
Yeah.
So who do you have at 3?
Might ruffle some feathers.
Okay.
I have Travis Kelce at 3 going into next year.
Okay. I still have Mark Andrews at 3.
Okay.
But I don't think that's as hot of a take as you may think.
I don't think so either. He's getting up there in age, man.
He is. And you could see last year there was a little bit of a slowing
a little bit
down. Just a little bit. Not enough. Yeah. But just a little bit.
And especially he's going to be in a less potent offense this year.
Yeah, agreed.
So
he doesn't have Tyreek Hill taking a lot of attention away up that way.
And that was a big reason for his success.
I'm very interested in what he looks like without the huge deep threat.
Exactly.
Because now you have to play 2-man on Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Where now it's like you can bring that safety down a little bit, cover the tight end.
And Kelsey's the number 1 receiving option now, and he hasn't been since Tyreek Hill's been there.
Yeah, agreed. So who do you have at 2?
So 2, he is my favorite tight end. I've drafted him every year since coming out of Oklahoma. And the way that team's built right now, he's gonna, like you say, he's gonna have a monster year. Mark Andrews number 2.
Okay. And like, listen, I have Andrews at 3. I have Kelsey at 2. If I'm not gonna argue on,
you have Kittle at 1.
I do.
Thank God.
Thank
God.
He's the best all-around tight end in the NFL.
Easily. So easily.
He's the best blocker
by far.
He is, if like of past, he's been the second best receiving tight end to Kelsey. If you just look at the past. I mean, for me, that was pretty easy. I didn't even think of that when I put Kittle, Kelsey. That was
Kittle. Like fantasy would be different. Kittle wouldn't be number 1, obviously.
Agreed.
But if you're talking pure football, he's the best tight end.
I agree.
He gives you too much blocking and too much receiving.
Agreed. It's just the thing with him as well as the health. And it doesn't, Jimmy's throwing him into some tough ones.
Yeah, that's true.
I do love me some Jimmy G, but he's throwing him into some tough ones.
Yeah.
So
our quarterback and tight end lists have been pretty similar.
It was, which is
nothing really to argue about.
Yeah. Do we want to go receivers or running backs? I think receivers is going to be more interesting.
I think we'll end with the receiver.
Okay. Yeah. So let's go running backs.
Okay.
All right. Let's name our honorable mentions. Okay. I have Najee, Zeke, Saquon, Cordarrelle Patterson, and Tony Pollard. All I thought about putting in the top 10.
The first 3 you said are my honorable mentions.
Okay. I couldn't leave out Tony Pollard because I think he's better than Ezekiel Elliott.
He is.
So. That is a hill I will die on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So you're number 10?
DeAndre Swift.
Me too.
Wow.
I didn't expect that.
There's no way this is that close. I love DeAndre Swift. I think he's great.
Yep.
He is the Lions offense. Well, was last year.
Yeah, they should be more well-rounded this year.
But I mean, he has the potential to be a top 3 running back in the league.
Sure. Depends on what that offense turns into, really.
Right. I mean, and the Lions kind of have a decent offensive line. So it's like
more than decent.
Yeah. So I mean, I really do like DeAndre Swift.
Like, look at the Lions now. They have a top 10 line. They do.
Probably.
They have a good running back room. Swift and Jamal Williams are a good duo.
Yep. And they're adding pieces on the perimeter that can help open up the box a little bit.
Top 5-6 tight end. Their receiver room's coming around. Their offense is pretty good.
Yeah.
Their defense is going to be the problem.
Oh, absolutely. And Jared Goff. But anyway. Number 9.
Javonte Williams, number 9.
I didn't have him on my list, which hurt me.
Not even honorable mention for him, huh?
I probably should have put him in honorable mention.
Yeah, that's shocking. Okay.
I you know what, Adam?
I don't think it's shocking he's not in your top 10. I think it's shocking you didn't shout him out.
No, he's in my honorable mention now.
Okay.
But he belongs there.
Yeah.
He belongs there. I have Aaron Jones.
Okay, he didn't make my list.
Okay.
I think he's on the way out.
That's fair. I think, this year, I think he's actually going to be pretty good.
Well, we don't know about what the OC is going to want.
I just think his receiving ability is too dynamic that you can't not utilize him.
Sure.
So where he might defer some carries to AJ Dillon this year, just save his body a little bit more or whatever. He's getting older.
Second half of last season, Dillon got a shit ton of carries.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be shocked if that trend still happens, but Aaron Jones is one of the best pass catching running backs in the league. Aaron Rodgers isn't afraid to check it down. And they used to run, I don't know if they will anymore. They used to have Aaron Jones running wheels and seams out of the backfield, and he's pretty good at it. Yeah. So I do like Aaron Jones.
Okay. I don't hate that.
Number 8.
Joe Mixon.
Ooh, okay. Austin Eckler.
Okay.
I know you're an Eckler guy.
I am.
But
he'd be higher on a fantasy ranking than
Yes, agreed.
Than a pure football ranking.
Agreed. but that's why I have Mixon higher.
Okay.
I think I'll when I get to Mixon, I'll talk about it. But
I have Eckler at 7. So
okay, I think Eckler's a little more of a product of the offense a little bit.
Sure.
I don't know if that's fair or unfair.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I think he's still very talented.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, obviously he's making my top 10 list. But anyways, so you have Eckler 7.
I have Mixon 8, Eckler 7.
Okay, I have Nick Chubb at 7.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I think Chubb's a little overrated, but
I disagree.
Okay.
I think his offensive coordinator makes him overrated because they don't give him the ball on the goal line ever, and he doesn't have the touchdowns. He doesn't have the big plays because he's not allowed to. He gets the team down the field and he does a very good job of that. And then here's Kareem Hunt to dance his way into the end zone. See,
I think Kareem Hunt is a great running back.
Yes. I think Chubb's underrated.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. I had a hard time putting him above these next top 6 guys.
He's hard to gauge because of how they use him.
They don't throw him the ball.
No.
Which I need. Me personally, I mean, I'm now a new head coach.
Mm-hmm.
My running back needs to catch the football.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why Nick Chubb's 7 for me as well.
But because the Browns had such a good backup running back that is Kareem Hunt, they didn't ask Chubb to do those things, which is understandable. But Chubb did what he could in the room he was given to do. You know what I mean?
That's fair. All right. Who do you have 6?
Alvin Kamara.
I have Dalvin Cook 6.
Okay.
Cook, he's getting up there in age. I think he's still pretty dynamic, but look at what Alexander Madison did when he's out.
Yeah.
Like Dalvin Cook's good, but so is the offensive line, and everybody seems to play well when he's out.
True. I have Cook at 5.
Okay. I have Joe Mixon at 5.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate it.
I just think I think he's a tough runner. I think he's a great pass catcher, and I think he's actually a pretty good pass blocker.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't hate it.
So pure football, I love Joe Mixon.
Sure. I don't hate that at all.
Number 4.
I have Nick Chubb at 4.
Okay. Yeah. I have.
So do you have Kamara on your list? Did you say?
I have Alvin at 4.
Okay.
Alvin at 4. I just think he's too dynamic of a playmaker.
He is.
Just get the football in his hands. I promise it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Can't
argue with that.
I feel about Alvin.
I can't argue with that.
So we have the same top 3.
Yes. I had to be the top 3, right?
Yeah. Just what order?
I have CMC at 3.
I have Derrick Henry at 3.
I figured you'd have Derrick Henry at 3.
Why is that?
Because you're not as high on Derrick. I know you're not as high on Derrick Henry as other people.
Never have been.
Yeah.
Doesn't catch the ball. I like a running back that catches the ball.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, listen, obviously we're in the top 3 here. These 3 guys are great. I'm never going to argue whatever order you want to put them in. I don't like.
Yeah, and I wouldn't hate Henry at 3 either. Like, it's not ridiculous to say.
No. So
I have Henry at 2.
Okay, you have Henry. I have CMC at 2.
Okay, yeah.
And CMC has been the best running back in the league of pass when he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But last year, I think Jonathan Taylor pretty much ripped the crown right off his head.
Yeah. And like CMC and Henry both have their questions, like CMC with the injuries. Yeah. Henry's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
So I think that's why Taylor solidified himself as number 1.
And they threw Taylor the ball a little bit last year too. He showed he can catch the ball and pretty good with the ball in space, obviously, but
yeah, he can do everything.
Yeah, I do love Jonathan Taylor. I think he's definitely, in my opinion and ours, the best running back in the league.
Yep.
Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. I'm not going to name my honorable mentions until after.
Okay, I'm just going to say that right now, D-Hop's not on my list because he's not going to be playing for half the season, so I just didn't want to include him.
So do you want me to take him off mine?
You don't have to. That's just something I wanted to do. I just didn't want to include him.
All right, I'll take him off mine.
Okay. Where did you have him?
3.
Okay. That's fair.
So I'll take him off mine and I'll move
And then
everybody up.
bump him up and put someone at 10.
Yep. Okay, that's easy. All right.
Okay.
Okay, number 10.
I have CD Lamb at number 10.
He's in my honorable mentions.
Okay. That's fair.
I have,
Yeah,
I have Keenan Allen at 10.
Keenan Allen would have been my 11. So that's fair.
Okay. Okay. I'm not like the reason I took Keenan over CD. I think he is arguably the best route runner in the league with Devontae Adams.
Fair.
And he's literally always open.
The thing is, you would want Keenan over CD going into next year.
I'm just like, if it was only 1 year, I would probably take Keenan Allen. Obviously, if it's like a franchise type thing, yes, obviously, give me the youth of CD Lamb. But just 1 year, I would like Keenan Allen.
Okay. So my number 9, I know you have him higher than this because you're obsessed with the dude. It's Mike Evans.
I do, but not much higher.
Okay.
I have AJ Brown.
Okay.
Who I bet you have higher.
Not by much.
Okay. All right. All right.
So
yeah, I mean, Mike Evans for me, I've always thought he was a top 5 receiver in the league. This year, some receivers came out and they're like, "Hey, we're here," and I was like,
"Yeah, there's a couple that are clearly better than Mike Evans now."
Guy Mike. I did write him down at 5, and I'm like, "Wait, no, I can't do that anymore." Number, where are we? 8.
8. I have Scary Terry
in my honorable mentions.
The disrespect.
I love Scary Terry.
Listen, you can't penalize him for having Taylor Heineke for a whole year.
I'm not.
I think he's had 4 quarterbacks in 4 years or something like that.
Yeah, probably. I feel bad for the guy. I think they need to free Terry McLaurin.
As a talent, he's for sure top 10, man.
He's very good. He's in my honorable mentions. I do love Terry McLaurin.
Okay.
Number 8, I have Tyreek Hill.
Okay. I had him lower, but I felt scared to have him that low, so I bumped him up. But I don't hate it. I don't.
I felt scared to have him that low, so I moved him up. Okay.
I looked at Tyreek Hill down there. I was like, that doesn't feel right.
No, it feels right for me because
I won't argue that.
I don't think he's a polished receiver. I know that's a hot take.
No, I agree.
Like, have you ever seen him just go up and catch the ball with his hands?
No.
Like, which
he doesn't need to because the separation's like so
I
crazy.
I know is nitpicking because he just runs past everybody, but it's like there are more talented receivers that aren't as fast as him.
Agreed. I agree.
So it's like, no, I'm not gonna penalize somebody else who's more talented than you because they don't run a 4.2 40.
Yeah, I feel the same way, to be honest.
So that's my thing on Tyreek Hill. Like, I know he's good, but
yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
All right, great. Who do you have at 7?
AJ Brown 7.
Okay, I thought he'd be higher on your list.
Nah, this feels like the perfect place for him.
Okay, I have Mike Evans at 7.
Okay,
Mike Evans at 7. I almost put him 6 after, but I decided not to. I have Deebo Samuel 6.
Oh, okay. Wait, did I forget Deebo? I did.
Got Deebo. Where would you slide him in?
I would slide him in at 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna slide him in at 5.
Okay.
So CD is gonna be off my list.
Okay.
So I have Evans at 10, McLaurin at 9, AJ Brown at 8. That means I'm bumping Stephon Diggs, who was my 6. He's now my 7.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So
I'm sorry, Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
It's now my 7.
Okay, perfect. And then no.
I'm gonna do Stephon Diggs at 6.
Okay, 6.
So Deebo's at 5 for me.
Okay. So I have Jamar Chase at 5.
Okay.
Jamar Chase at 5. I think
Did you say you're 6? Well, Debo.
Debo. Debo is
Okay.
my 6.
I have Jamar at 4. So
Okay. I see this group of 3 that we just listed off. You said Diggs. Diggs is my 4.
Mhm.
Diggs, Chase, and Debo to me. Flip them all around. I think they're all right in that same boat.
sure, I agree.
The reason I took Diggs over the 2 of them
Mhm.
is because I know where that ceiling can go.
Mhm.
So, and I don't think he's at the age yet where I'm like, oh, he's getting older. He might have lost a step.
Yep.
So, so we
So we have
have
the same top 3 once again.
once again.
We
I
probably
bet
have the same 3.
I would say
Actually, I don't
it's
know.
in order.
I don't know if we have the same 3.
Who do you have at 3?
Justin Jefferson.
That's who I have at 3.
Okay.
That's why Justin Jefferson is electric, despite Kirk Cousins' inabilities to get him the football. Sometimes
Yeah, but he benefits from Kirk not throwing checkdowns ever and just
that's fair.
throwing it to the middle of the field or deep.
That's fair. Did you see that crazy thing that Kirk Cousins in his career starts is 59, 59, and 2?
Yeah, I did see that.
It's
So average. The definition of average,
Yes.
which
Yes,
is what Mac Jones is going to turn into. So,
which, you know what? Fine. Great.
yeah,
I'd be okay with it.
we had our fun, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Cooper Kupp.
That's who I have as well. I'm not going to overreact to last year.
Yep.
Yes, Cooper Kupp is great from the slot. He's great from the outside,
Mhm.
but he's no Devontae Adams.
Oh, you had Devontae Adams number 1.
Stop.
What? I had Tajay Sharpen number 1. No, Devontae is number 1 once again. I am very curious to see if things change though with a new team. You don't really know.
No, you don't know. But what I do know is he's the most talented receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Whatever his production is, I don't know if it'll be less, the same, more. I have no idea. I would assume a little less because there's more weaponry there.
Definitely. Last year was really the Adams show. Like, who else was threatening to take away targets from Adams last year?
Alan Lazard, duh.
Yeah, kind of it.
So, I mean, my honorable mentions, I forgot to mention. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Thomas. I know he hasn't played.
Yeah, I forgot about him, to be honest.
But he's still a damn good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I'm so happy you didn't put DK on your list. He wasn't even up in my honorable mentions.
Really?
Yeah.
You
know how much I don't like him.
Yeah. No,
I have Jalen Waddle over DK.
I thought about putting Waddle in my honorable mention.
I had Waddle closer than DK.
Interesting. I think
Waddle is a better receiver than DK. He is. He just is.
I'm not going to hate you for that. Yeah. I'm not going to hate you for that. I think after this year, we could be having a conversation that Jalen Waddle is a better receiver than Tyreek Hill.
He's going to benefit from not having the number 1 corner on him.
Yeah, which if I was a defensive coordinator, I would put the number 1 corner on Jalen Waddle. But maybe this is why I'm not an NFL coach. I coach an average high school out in Concord, New Hampshire.
Right, yeah.
But anyways, no, a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Me too. Yep, me too.
I thought we were going to be all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had the top 3 in every category except quarterback the same.
Yep. Yeah, because you had Allen at 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That went pretty smooth. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. Did you see just sticking with football news, did you see Jair Alexander?
Yep.
4 years, 84.
I was waiting for that to happen, and now they got to be out of money by now. Like,
well,
after that move,
since cap space is a fraud, and
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is, that makes no sense.
It's all made up.
They made more cap space by making this move.
Oh my God.
I need so if anybody out there listening who understands cap space, please comment, let me know. I want to invite you on the pod and just have you tell me what the hell it is.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I do not get it. How
are you paying a guy $84 million and making cap space?
Especially after all the money they just dished out to their defense.
Right.
And Rodgers' contract. Yeah, man, it's nuts.
0 cents. 0 cents. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in and listening to another episode of the BJ and Tud Show. We'll see you next time.